8 facts you should know about Namibia. Did you know that in modern Namibia, white Namibians, descendants of German and South African colonizers, make up only 6% of the population, but control a staggering 70% of the land? That's 17.9 million hectares, a territory larger than the entire United Kingdom. This land ownership inequality stems directly from German colonial policies, leaving indigenous communities marginalized to this day. The world remembers the Holocaust, but few know that Germany's first genocide occurred decades earlier in Namibia. Between 1904 and 1908, the Herero and Nama genocide became the first genocide of the 20th century. The genocidal campaign was led by General Lothar von Trotha, who issued a chilling order: kill every Herero, man, woman, and child. The brutality was catastrophic. By 1908, 80% of the Herero population and 50% of the Nama population had been wiped out. Men, women, and children either died in battle, from starvation, or in the harsh Omahiki Desert, where German troops poisoned wells to prevent their survival. For those who survived the massacres, their nightmare was far from over. Thousands were imprisoned in concentration camps like Shark Island, where they were subjected to starvation, brutal labor, and systematic killings. Women were rented out as laborers and sex slaves to German settlers, with their wages stolen by colonial authorities. The atrocities didn't stop at murder. German scientists collected the skulls of Herero and Nama victims for racial experiments, laying the groundwork for Nazi ideology. Even more disturbingly, Herero and Nama people were exhibited in human zoos across Europe, including in Berlin, as colonial trophies for public display. Namibia's rich diamond deposits were discovered during German rule, fueling an industry that once controlled 30% of the world's diamond trade. The wealth extracted from these mines never reached the Herero or Nama descendants and other indigenous people, who remain excluded from economic benefits to this day. Today, the economic divide is stark. Descendants of German settlers live in mansions, while Herero and Nama descendants are often confined to informal settlements. To make matters worse, roads and landmarks still bear the names of German officials responsible for the genocide. In 2021, Germany formally acknowledged the genocide, but avoided legal recognition, referring to their reparations as grants rather than compensation. Nama and Herero leaders were excluded from reparations talks, and the United Nations criticized the process for violating indigenous peoples' rights. Germany's colonial atrocities remain underrepresented in its educational system, fostering what many call a deliberate historical amnesia. The scars of Namibia's past are still visible today, in its land, its people, and its unresolved history. By shedding light on these atrocities, we honor the voices of those who were killed by German colonial officers and demand accountability for their descendants. Learn more, speak out, never forget. Share and subscribe for more Untold Africa stories.